And I do believe we are now... Hold on, there's an error. One moment. There's an error. Okay, we are live, that's good. Right, hello. Hello everyone, we are live. Yes, so... Quite an unexpected stream today. I wasn't sure whether I'd stream today or not, but I decided yesterday to stream today. Yes, so it'll be my fourth ever MudRunner stream. I already had 3 streams back in 2022, which was multiplayer with Shardise and Emichu. I hadn't streamed MudRunner before. I haven't streamed it since, but we're finally back. It'll be a single player stream today, but yeah, hopefully it'll be fun. So yeah, Kangapango starting very soon live. Shardise, hello Shardise. Hi, sorry I missed the start because I had to reload. Yeah, sorry about that. VGR, let's go. Rev up the V12. Does the Tatra T-815 have a V12? I guess so. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, I know you can't see it yet. Yeah, so. Actually, yeah, I'll just sign it up. Yeah, okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. Right, so. I'll close Discord. Don't need that now. Hello, yes. Iodine FM. Hi, I'm actually logged in now. Hello there. Welcome. I'm glad to see you. VGR, yes, sir. Okay, so here we are, MudRunner. I'm really looking forward to this. So, single player for now. We'll do single player today. I'm not sure if there'll be multiplayer streams in the future again of this, or SnowRunner possibly, but no, it's MudRunner for now, single player. Yeah, so Level Coast 2016. So this is a map from the original Spin Towers game, which has been ported to MudRunner, which someone ported to MudRunner, and it's on the workshop. So today we'll play on that map. And so yeah, because Spin Towers, they had I think 5 or 6 maps. I don't know exactly. Actually, I think it's these 6 maps, similar to these ones. So they had, the original Spin Towers version of this of the bog is plains, then there's volcano, coast, river, hill. Or was it hills? I think it was hill, and flood. But for MudRunner they modify these quite a bit. It still looks similar from the map view, like from bird's eye, like this view, but they did change stuff quite substantially, like swapped stuff around where stuff is. Yeah, so yeah, I'll just quickly. Yeah, it was hill, not hills. Okay, so in terms of vehicles, we'll play with the Tatra T-815, and it's part of a pack. There's quite a few variants of that truck in there, but we'll play with the 8x8 for now. We'll see how long it takes to complete this map. If there's time at the end, I might start on the hill map as well, but we'll see. I don't know if there'll be time. I need to read chat as well, but I'll get to that shortly. Yeah, these are some other variants that are included in this pack. There's like 6-wheeled variants, there's 8-wheeled, the 8-wheeled variant, which we'll drive today, and there's even like a twins tier 6x2, I think. Yeah, quite a comprehensive pack, very, very detailed. There was a twins tier here as well somewhere. I don't know where it's hiding. I know there like a yellow and blue one. There it is. This one, like twin steer and then the single axle at the rear. Anyway, there's the second truck we'll have. There's 2 trucks we can start with. I could go for the steam-powered, the old Soviet steam-powered logging truck. Could go for the Gaz 63P. I think I'll go for Wartburg, which is an East German car manufacturer. Well, was an East German car manufacturer. I think this one, there's an ex-police car. I think that combo is quite nice. So, yeah. Let's start. Yeah. Casual mode, why not? Chat. Yes, sir, since 1983. Okay. The audio is cutting out for me. Oh, sorry. Anyone else having these issues? My stream buffers, but no audio cuts. Okay. Maybe you reload Paradise. Or maybe you can change the resolution, possibly. Or maybe just pause and play again. Don't know what else to suggest, sorry. My stream, yeah, okay. Wasted Tries, hello there. Hello, welcome. Paradise, hi, happy Friday, thank you. You as well. Is the audio okay for you, Wasted Tries, or is the speech cutting out like it's touchy? It is okay now that I remember to unmute. That happened to me too on Smarty's live stream modeling trucks for ATS last week. Yeah, it happened to me quite a few times in the past. We just thought, okay, streamers being oddly quiet. I guess it's not that interesting, like what they're doing, or maybe they're concentrating a lot, or I don't know. But that has happened to me, so that I just after like 10 minutes, and I was just okay. Oh, my audio's muted. Okay. And they've been talking all this time. Anyway, I've been waiting for them to read chat, and they have read chat, but then I just didn't hear it. But anyway, it doesn't happen often anymore, to me at least, thankfully. I mean, unmute my speakers. Okay, Kraz Crane spotted. Yes, indeed, the Kraz 257. Looks like it's on my end. Then it's okay. That's okay. Are you sure you want to struggle? Pretty sure Wartburgs weren't made in 4x4 variants. The mod author has, so Voto 1979, who made this, he basically does like, they're stock-alike vehicles, so they fit right in with the base game vehicles, although they are slightly buffed, so they are slightly better than base game vehicles. And this one, for example, it is a fictionalized Wartburg, so it's called GRUBTRAW, which is like backwards. They like all his mods, or pretty much all his mods for MudRunner, are based on a specific. Well, they are based on a specific real-life vehicle, but it's just spelled backwards, and it's slightly fictionalized. He also did a fictionalized Kirovets, which is amazing, like the red one, which also has like an army camo variant. But anyway, that. We won't have that in this map, but if there is time at the end, we'll see. Anyway, also the cursor is not disappearing for some reason. While I'm turning the camera, it should disappear. Anyway, don't know how to fix that. Doesn't matter. Anyway, please let me know if audio stuff, if that's good. Is it all-wheel drive? Yes, all-wheel drive. You can activate all-wheel drive with this. No diff lock though. But yeah, there's a fridge on the roof. We'll see. What do we want here? I'll just uninstall everything. Okay. So, coast. There's watch points here. I think we want to clear those. But we might do, I don't know how we'll do it yet. So there's log station down here. I remember this. We'll take the big truck to the lock station, and the couch or the Wartburg lookalike, the GRUBTRAW, we'll use that to uncloak the watch points, I believe. I think that's what we'll do. There's another log station here. There's one locked garage, and there's one lumber mill. Actually, there's two lumber mills. There's two garages, two lumber mills. We'll see how far we get. I don't know how far we'll get with this. At least move the camera so it doesn't obscure the HUD. Is it N/A or always? Diff lock, no, N/A, so not available. All-wheel drive is engageable. So do you want me to move the face cam? Yeah, I can do that actually. Although I'm not sure where I'd move it to, because on the right there's the gear shift, which you would also not be able to see then. Maybe just top right corner, I guess. It seems weird. because I've never had it up there before, but oh well. Up I go. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Sure, I'm up here now. Hello, I guess. Right, so that should be better. Hopefully chat isn't in the way, but that should be fine. Should still be able to see stuff. Anyway, what do we want? Okay, that's repair points. We definitely want the police, like the Blaulicht police beacon stuff. Yeah, so I think I might head out with this and just explore some of the watch points first. Okay, there's the line. Let's get going. Okay, it's even a cabin. Like Voter 1979, who made this vehicle, it's literally, it is really soccer-like, and I just love. He hasn't made mods in quite a while, and he did remove all his original Spin Tires mods quite a few years ago as well, unfortunately. But like he really had a knack for actually like making trucks that are stock-alike, and they actually felt like they like the devs made them basically to the same quality standard as the devs' vehicles, as far as I can tell, which I really appreciate. I'm glad his MudRunner mods are still available, and because I have played SnowRunner quite a bit before, like in the past weeks. I'm so used to the quick winch feature where you can just press F and it automatically winch to that tree back there, like wherever you're looking with the camera. And I've got to remember that that isn't a thing in MudRunner, and I shouldn't rely on that being a thing, because if I do, I'm just going to tip over because I'm not prepared to, because without the quick winch I've got to stop, go to advanced mode, and then manually click and drag for the winch to like attach it, and then I've got it attached. Like it's more realistic in that way, like MudRunner and Spin Tires, but see if I can cloak that. With SnowRunner it is less realistic in that regard, but it is, yeah, you can do a lot more stuff with it, and you can drive a lot more recklessly, because you can just immediately attach a winch if there's a tree in your vicinity, and then to save yourself, which you wouldn't be able to in real life. You just tip over, because you couldn't just in one instant get out the truck and attach the winch cable. That's impossible, of course, but in SnowRunner that's the thing that you can do. And at least, yeah, is it not available? Always great. Not the police. It is. This is hilarious. Yeah. Imagine a car chase, like a police chase set in East Germany somewhere, and the suspect or whatever has this vehicle. Just be able to like race through every mud pit, and the police is just in a normal police car, and they're just getting stuck everywhere. Anyway, also put the background blur for some reason. I'm not sure if I want that. Motion blur, depth of field effect. I might disable that. I think that might be nicer. Also, I am running a graphics mod. I'm running the @Dega. It's called @Dega graphics mod, which basically the MudRunner. So with Spin Tires, the original game, so the 2014 Spin Tires, which also didn't have a cabin view. Just as a side note, that had really intense colors, like really like normally intense colors, and really lush foresty colors for the environment, of course. But when MudRunner rolled around, the successor to Spin Tires, which basically took Spin Tires as a base and then changed some parts of it, changed all the maps, fictionalized the vehicles a bit, did a few other changes, like adding like log checkpoints, so like checkpoints in the map where you can only go through, like there's a barrier basically on the road, and you can only go through it if you don't have logs loaded. That's a feature that MudRunner added to its maps, and a few other things. But anyway, the colors of MudRunner, like just of the general, like what the game looks like, are a lot more bleak than of Spin Tires. I think probably just so it looks different to the original game, so you can tell it apart better, I'm guessing. But it doesn't look nearly as nice as Spin Towers, even though it looks really realistic. It's just not nearly as lush. It's just really grayish, brownish, desaturated color tones in MudRunner by default. So I'm using a graphics mod that changes that, so it's a lot more like lush colors, as you can see, like those greens back there, the beautiful greens. And that this graphics mod also changes a couple of other things, like, for example, it changes the skin of the driver, so you can customize it however you want, but I've just chosen the blue sweater for this, one of 3 options. It also brings back the original looks of some of the vehicles, which like defictionalizes them, because MudRunner fictionalized some of the designs, like swapped a grill with another grill, swap one truck's grill with another truck's grill, for example, and like headlights, changed some of the headlights, and this restores some of them to the original, like the actual real life grills and headlights. This graphics mod, which I like, but not all trucks are affected. I think I can actually go on the beach here. Yeah, I remember this map. Maybe not completely, but I remember quite a bit of it. Also, I should read chat. Sorry. This is hilarious. I'm glad you think so. Depth of field is awful for the way I play games, in my opinion. Can't focus on stuff just by moving my eyes, so it drives me nuts. Yeah, I get that. Block points can be bypassed, but it's really tricky. Yeah, I tried it. I remember on the Abandoned City workshop map, which is a huge, expansive map with a lot of stuff there. It took me 11 hours to complete. Anyway, with that map, it had a like a lumber checkpoint thing, and I didn't want to drive all around it, so that was like almost 4 years ago. This one, like, it was 2022. Well, yeah, 3 years almost. So I basically unpacked the log load, and I just used the crane to reach over the barrier and then pick them back up on the other side. Anyway, yeah. VGR. I used to have this MAN forest truck. Oh, nice. Was it tandem or saddle? Right, interesting. Ways to try. I just imagined this guy behind the wheel engaged in continual live stream while driving this IRL. Yeah. I had add-ons that carried 8 points each. Oh, I see. And was the best on the off-roads. Oh, MAN forest truck. Oh, you mean in game? Okay. Ways to try. Imagine how awful the camera feed would be, but hard to control in asphalt. I see. Yeah, it would basically be like this. Only filming backwards to, like, if it's vlogging style, the driver would be filming himself probably. Also, I didn't remember that the river was right here, so yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. I don't think I'll be able to fit. Actually, I just sink through that. With this smaller vehicle, I just sink right through the river and get stuck. So I'm just gonna go around it, or like pass at a shallower area. But yeah. It is a lot of fun. It's been quite a while since I've played MudRunner. I've played its successor SnowRunner quite a bit in the past few weeks, as I said, but yeah, here it's a lot more shallow. I say that. I mean, yeah, it is, but still. Just don't go near the tree, so I have a winch point near me if I do get stuck. Okay, that's good. I'd say that's pretty balanced for that. By the way, Raid for Roadcraft, it drops in 4 days. I've heard of it. I don't know a lot about it. I know there's tracked vehicles finally, like with Caterpillar vehicles, like tracked vehicles, which mods have added, like Spin Tires mod has added to the previous games as well, like a mod, but that has been quite. I have not played with it myself. I tried installing it today, but it doesn't work right, so I didn't do that after all. But through a mod, you can have tracked vehicles in Spin Tires, MudRunner, and SnowRunner, but I've heard that they're quite unreliable and, well, fairly unreliable. So the track can loosen itself if you drive over like tree stumps and stuff. It can loosen itself and then just unravel itself. So you've got to recover your vehicle. Don't know how unreliable they are, but it is a thing that exists for the game. For the previous games at least, but Roadcraft finally offers them straight out the box. But I think that is more for like construction site. It's not really for logging and stuff like here, like where you have got a fuel tank and you're trucking damage and stuff. I think with Roadcraft, it doesn't have a damage meter, it doesn't have fuel consumption simulation, but it's more focused on like road construction and stuff like that. And it's also based on SnowRunner, so it's got a lot of the fictionalized, like even more fictionalized vehicles from SnowRunner included in it mostly, but there are also some new ones, of course the track vehicles. Yeah, anyway. Right. That cloaking has been cleared, or watch point as they call it here, but in Spin Towers they called it cloaking, I remember. Okay, I think I'll just be able to go along the coast here and then clear that last one in the north. And then we'll see what to do. I can also recover back to the garage, so I don't need to drive all the way back, which I might do. Because there's not a lot of time in the stream, so that may be the best course of action if I want to even have a chance of completing this map today. But I also don't want to tip over, so I've got to be a bit careful here. Oh, there's a bit of a glitch there. There's water, look at that, there's water. Oh, that's a bit strange. Look at that, it's just a hill of water, like a water bank. Look at that, it's so bizarre, I've never seen that before. That's so strange. But yeah. There's a lot of fun. Come on. Okay, navigational map revealed. There we go. Oh, there's D537, look at that. One of these big ones, look at that. Haha. It's in real life, it's called an MAZ-537. It's a huge Soviet army, a heavy haul army truck, tractor truck. Well, truck. But this one is out of fuel and is, well, yeah, it's out of fuel. So I will recover that to the garage so we can actually use it. Yeah. Oh, it actually spawned inside the building. That's concerning. That's that guy. Okay. Yeah, look at, just look. I'm going to start it up again. Look at that. Yeah. Very powerful. Yeah, this is one of the base game vehicles, this one. Base game trucks. The other two have got like the Tatra back there and the GRUBTRAW as the mod authors call it. These two are modded vehicles. Anyway. Where to go next? Okay, I think I'm gonna... I don't think this continues. I think I've got to go along here. Then get that watch point. And then we'll see from there. Also, these red bits here you can see in the water, that's the depth indicators, where it basically it gets like deeper as you go further into the ocean. But yeah, L Masod? L less than MASOD. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry. I'm interested that they're adding that funny Pine-off Terex tracked dump truck. Not sure I've heard of that. This funny looking thing. Let's have a look. Oh, that. I've not seen that in Roadcraft. I've not looked too much into Roadcraft so far. Because there's still so much of SnowRunner I haven't played as well. Even from the I've got, yeah. I don't have all the expansions of SnowRunner, but I've got them all the way until the like the Kirovets farming season. I think that's season 7. Actually season 9. I'm not sure what season it was, but the Glades, I think it was Glades expansion. That's the last one I've got, like the latest one I've got of SnowRunner. But yeah. Also here, it's quite likely that I'll tip over, so I'm going to try to take it a bit easier, maybe. Oh, sorry. There we go. That's okay. That's better. It's pins. Yeah, like tracked vehicles, they can turn on the spot literally. Actually, that may continue after all back there. I'm not too sure now. I think that actually that like wider dirt trail does continue where the lumber mill is. That's where we'll need to deliver logs to in a bit. I generally like to scout out the area first, like discover all the watch points before delivering logs. Here it's not strictly necessary because I do know the general layout of the map, because I remember it from Spin Towers, and I remember also playing like the ported version here in MudRunner. But yeah. Also, there's no invisible walls in this. There's only like around the edge of the map, around the border of it, where it ends, so you can't fall off the map. But in the map, there are no invisible walls, which is really nice. You can just literally drive wherever you think you're able to drive, and you can get stuck there if there's not enough space, if there's like too dense of a forest. But yeah. There we go. Immediately into the mud. Okay. So that cloaking has been uncloaked as well. Interesting. And yeah, there's the garage down there. Maybe I should have brought some garage points after all, but I'm not sure if it's necessary, because I will... The larger trucks, I'll bring them with the larger trucks, I think. Actually, I'm not sure if I'll even need to go down here now, because I could also discover the watch points with the larger trucks. Do you know what? I'll leave it here for now, and I'll start with the first lumber delivery. So this is a as I said, a modded truck. It's from the Tatra's 815's Tatra's 815 pack on the workshop. Really, really detailed. There's a lot of variants. There's the 8x8 variant, very detailed cab, and brilliant sounds. Yeah. I think this is from the 80s IRL. Either very late I think it's an 80s truck. Built like a Czech truck, so it's Czechoslovakian truck. Back when Czechia and Slovakia were two different, sorry, they're two different countries now, but back they were one country. Anyway, I won't have the garage points yet. You can even have a dashboard fan in there. Why not? Okay, what I'll do is... Actually, can this load logs as it is now? I think it might. Okay. Do I need a crane? I don't think I do. No, I think... No, crane is optional. Okay, you can either manually load logs, or you can, if there's log station, like if there's just a log kiosk, like just basically two wooden like V-shaped branches somewhere where you can spawn in logs, then you have to load them yourself with a crane. but there's also like log stations where you just have to park somewhere and then you can just immediately just load them in. There's like a winter grill cover there. Don't need that. So how many points can I deliver with this? I'm not exactly sure. I could attach logs trailer as well, but that, no, I don't want to be that, because it is quite difficult to maneuver with a trailer, especially in that small turnaround bit where the log station is. So yeah, let's just head out like this. Actually, I could, hold on. I could actually get both trucks and then I can winch the other truck so we can go together, and that's gonna speed things up. So let's do that actually. I don't want the trailer hitch. I want the logging stuff, so let's see. So this is for the short logs. If possible, I would like a medium logs, I guess. I think there's medium logs back there. I'm not exactly sure. So there's long logs definitely. So actually, yeah, that should be fine. Let's go long logs. Long log cart. Oh wait, sorry, what? Oh, there's two different log carriers? Okay, that's strange. Practically identical, but they're two different things. Anyway, I've got a few mods installed, quite a few mods, so there's quite a few modded stuff here. There's quite a bit of modded stuff here. Anyway, where was it? Long logs trailer, long logs cart, sorry, there it is. And let's spare wheel, why not? That's repair points. I need to recharge as well. I wonder IRL, if I spin it 11 times to the left, it unscrews itself. Bulldozer. Dump truck, sorry. Would be funny. However that would work, I don't know, but yeah. Okay, so fun thing with this long logs cart right here is that because it's so long, it actually is able to do this. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, it's kind of floating because of inaccurate collide. It's actually supposed to sit in that groove here, but it's able to fold itself. Like the trailer, long logs cart is able to fold itself like back onto the truck, so it doesn't act as a trailer while just not being loaded. And then right before it gets loaded, it'll unfold itself, and then the logs will be loaded onto it. So yeah, not sure which one's more powerful, which truck's more powerful. It's nighttime now, but that should be fine. Actually, tell you what, I'll switch over to this and then we'll drive the other one. Well, yeah, we'll drive the. We'll see. Well, let's do it this way around first. Yeah, the lights are quite bright. That looks a bit too bright, but yeah, that could be a graphics mod as well. I don't know if it is, but yeah. So that's now actively driving as well. Actually, if I wanted it to save fuel, I could just switch to pull so it doesn't drive on its own. So I literally just pull it. No, it's gonna take longer. So let's just do this. Because even like gauge lamps, like flares for the gauge lamps, which the actual game itself, it just has like this 2D HUD. There's like this 2D HUD down there, you can see, which is just plastered into the 3D space behind the steering wheel normally on the base game trucks in MudRunner. But here there's even like an animated needle on the actual dashboard, which is really rare for MudRunner mods because that's not really intended in the base game. But yeah, there's the fan as well. I think I could skip time as well. Also, I think there's a fuel cistern somewhere here. Yeah, there is. There it is. Also, watch point. Let's discover this watch point. It's literally right here. I'll unhook that. There's the fuel station. I'll go one by one. So I'll fuel up this first, because at the garage you don't spawn with a full fuel tank. I think it's just 200 liters or something. Anyway, to get a full fuel tank, also to fuel up any add-ons you have, like fuel cistern or whatever. You also need to go to a fuel station to fill it up in this game. In SnowRunner, you spawn in the garage. You're basically fully fueled if you spawn from the garage, so that's not fully fueled. Doesn't have any fuel carrying add-ons, so that's fine. Just gonna reverse out. Then I'll go in with the other truck, the D-815 fuel that up, and then we'll continue on. Also, I could skip time. Skip night. Actually, that might be nicer. It'll drain fuel again. So, you know what? I'm just going to literally go back. I'm sorry for this. I didn't think about it because in SnowRunner it doesn't drain fuel. Didn't think of it. But yeah. I'll quickly fuel it up and then I'll actually turn around so it doesn't take ages to get out of the fuel stop again. And then, yeah, that'll be fine. Because with this 8x8 variant of this truck, I can't get rid of the sideboard bed back here. This is always attached with this variant, so I couldn't, yeah, as I said, can't deliver long logs with this. I think there's only medium probably, but yeah. Anyway, this truck's fully fueled. Okay, climbed out of that. Actually, you know what? I'll literally just drive to the log station and load it up, and then, yeah, we'll drive the other one there separately. I think that might be more interesting. There's another truck that's spawned here. Ural, in real life it's called a Ural 375. Yeah, here it's just C375. But yeah. There's the logs kiosk that I mentioned, which is basically just that. We can spawn in logs. And just show you there's short logs right here, that's 3 points. Medium logs, that's 4 points, and then long log, I'm blocking the area, but long logs will be 6 points. And basically, I didn't really mention the goal of the game at all. In SnowRunner, you've got a proper career mode where you start with literally one small pickup truck, and then you work yourself up. You've got money system and lots of tasks and an ongoing career mode basically, where there's no end to the game. But in previous games like Spin Tires and MudRunner, it's basically just, it does have an end where it's basically, in that sense, it's more like a board game, as weird as that sounds, where you've got log stations where you pick up logs. You've got lumber mills where you've got deliver logs too. This, it says delivered 0 out of 8. Which means 8 points worth of logs you've got to deliver to it, and long logs, which is 6 points. So you basically need to fill up all the lumber mills. And there's also in this map there's 2 garages, so garages where you can swap out your add-ons and repair and refuel and stuff like that. And there's 2 locked ones. There's one that you start with right here, and there's 2 locked ones on this map which you also need to unlock. So you need to deliver garage points to them to unlock them basically. And then once all the lumber mills are filled up and all the garages are filled up and unlocked, then the game ends. But if you want, you can keep I'll continue playing, I believe, but that's where like the gameplay ends on that map, and then if you want to play again, then you've got to relaunch so it all resets, basically. If that makes sense. Don't know if that makes sense how I explained it, but that's it did make sense to me at least. So yeah, I hope it makes sense at least. Right, what logs do we want? I think medium. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and this, yeah, interesting. With this particular truck, it has like a custom model for the load. So all these supplies in there, like those barrels and crates and stuff, that's actually the logs. And this modded truck just has a custom model for the logs. Because if I drop the load, so it transforms into the individual logs themselves. Oh, it's also got a custom model for that apparently. That's strange. I've not seen this before. Usually it turns into actual logs. But no, apparently not. But yeah, that is... like the game sees this as logs. So this is, I think, 4 points worth of logs, I do believe. 2 load points it says. Okay, that's barely anything. Although, that will be enough. With the other truck that has like the long logs, that's 6 points. So 6 plus 2 would be 8. So we can fill up 1 lumber mill with those 2 trucks. If we get there, winched together, we'll be able to fill up 1 lumber mill. And then we can go to another log station, and then fill up again, and then go to the other lumber mill. So there's another log station right here, and I think that's it. Up here as well, by the coast. But yeah, we'll drive this to where the other truck is. Then we'll switch over to the other truck and load that up as well. And then we'll drive back to this truck, and they will actually head out basically, and then set off properly. And yeah, of course it does take a lot shorter time when you're in multiplayer, because yeah, these games do have multiplayer support, because people can do stuff simultaneously. So yeah, so one player could just drive this truck to the lumber mill already, and while I load up this one, and then if you work together, it's like up to 4-player multiplayer. So you can complete maps really quickly if you've got all 4 players playing, all 4 slots filled. It does go a lot quicker. But yeah, single player for now. So we'll see how long it takes. I'm not too fussed about it. Also, you can save, of course. If you don't complete something, you can. If you exit out, it does get saved. Also, there's an outhouse back there. There's an old cabin, an old crane logging truck without a trailer. Let's reverse in here, because there's not a lot of space to turn around. Also, the shadows of the log piles are a bit bugged here. As I said, this map was ported from Spin Towers, so there's stuff like this, basically, where it's not perfect, but it's perfect enough, I think. The huge majority of the map still works really nicely and fine, like perfectly fine, so yeah, that's fine. Right, now we've got to unfold the long log cart, and this game is quite picky on how to position it. It has to be positioned completely straight in order to load logs. See, it says position your truck properly. So if I'm on the slope, doesn't quite work out, and I've got to do like loads of adjustments for it to even load the logs, which is something they improved upon quite a lot in MudRunner, which I definitely prefer. Not having to fuss around with that, because now I'm outside the area, and yeah, it's a bit tricky like that, but a bit finicky. What does it want me to do? Not quite. Huh. Yeah. So how's everyone doing today? There we go, finally. Genuinely though, I am interested. Okay. Here we go. Also, I know some people have issues with it and don't know how to work it properly, but like this like cinematic camera, like the cinematic sort of orbit camera, like normal orbit camera, but also like cinematic. So the way you can move, position and move it around, like pan it across. I just love how Pavel did it, how Pavel coded it for the original spin tires. And it just, like, once you've figured it out how it moves, it works really well. And I'm really glad they kept it around, and because here you can switch between a more conventional camera and the old one. And I'm so glad they kept it around in SnowRunner as well. Because yeah, you can get really cinematic shots with it, and you can still use it as a normal orbit camera. So that's really good, I find. Okay, let's winch the Tatra and let's actually head out. I'm not sure which of these trucks is more powerful. I'm guessing the MAZ, because it is larger. So the Tatra back there is a bit smaller, I think. And also the wheels are larger with this. But yeah. We should be fine, hopefully. And you can only have one winch connection at a time. So if we do get stuck, I'll need to disconnect the winch from the truck behind, then winch myself out, and then winch, attach the winch again, then or try to go through manually. But yeah, here's the cab of this. This is a base game truck, as I said, and you can see there's the UI, like the 2D UI user interface of the gauges is just basically plastered behind the steering wheel. Yeah, and it's the same for every truck. The same UI element thing, just floating there. But yeah, that's fair enough, honestly. Still, it does its job. Of course, if given the choice, I do prefer SnowRunner's approach, where it is just all detailed, all the gauges, everything like properly modeled. But for MudRunner, this is, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Without, of course, but yeah, I prefer detail when possible. I don't know, it's just me. And I barely have fuel left. What? Oh, I forgot to refuel it. Oh no. Didn't do a lot. I just passed the fuel station. I just completely forgot to do that. Do you know what? Do you know what I'll do? If I add the cursor, I'm going to switch to this truck. I'm going to start the engine. Also, as nice as it is, as nice as it is to have to see the engine starting up and stuff, I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan of it. I would prefer it if you could disable that, so you don't see like the engine through the hood every time you start up. I don't know. It just decreases the immersion for me. Always seeing that like hologram effect almost, like the silhouette of it. Anyway, doesn't matter. And they kept that in SnowRunner as well, without an option to disable that. But anyway, doesn't matter. That much. Okay, so what I'll do is, I've got these trucks here now. What I'll do is, I'll get this truck outfitted with a fuel cistern. So this will be our fuel truck, basically. We also have fireproof exhaust up in front there. Actually, let's do that. I think I need that for the fuel cistern, yeah. I do. Crane support, don't need that, because we don't have the crane, but Do you know what? Why not? It's funny. Actually, is it? It's kind of in the way. Do you know what? No. That's plenty. Are there any other add-ons we can have? There's trailers. Off-road bus? No. Not now. Spare wheel, yeah. That's good. Good one. Don't need anything else. Okay, that's good. So I'm just going to quickly pop down to the fuel station, get the fuel cistern loaded up, then get the D537 loaded up with fuel, so both of them have fuel, and now just keep this truck around the garage. So if another truck needs fuel, I can send it out and then refuel that. That is a lot of fun. And that's actually a huge difference between MudRunner and SnowRunner. Like spin tires in MudRunner and SnowRunner, in that the gameplay loop, not the gameplay loop, but it's just a lot more casual. Playing the game is a lot more casual in the sense that there's no money in the previous games, like in this game for example, and there's no ongoing career mode where you've got loads of tasks to that you can choose to complete and where you progress. And I do like both approaches, but I do really like how with these, with MudRunner and spin tires, you can just hop in whenever you want and you don't need to first build up anything. Or also with mod maps, especially with mod maps, if you want to just try out a mod map and see how it is. And with these games, you can just, okay, I want this truck, and this truck, and this truck, and this is a scout vehicle, and then you can just load up a mod map and then have a game of MudRunner on that map. And once you've completed all the once you've delivered all the logs and all the garage points, then you've played through the map. But with SnowRunner, of course, there are also mod maps, but it's the career mode still. And I think actually they did change. I think they have got New Game Plus, I think they called it, where I think you can change some parts of it. I've not done any research into that, but with the normal career mode, that isn't a thing you can do. You can't just have a game of SnowRunner on a map, because you start with nothing, basically. You start with just the very basics, then you've got to progress first and get money and stuff. And if there's just one small mod map, I don't really see how that works really well. But I also haven't really played any mod maps in SnowRunner, so I couldn't tell you. But I like the previous game's approach, where there's at least a more sandboxy feel to it. Okay, that's now fueled up. Lovely. Fully fueled up. Actually, I'll use the fuel truck to fuel up the Tatra as well. Actually, I'll move first. I'll winch it. Okay, and then I'll fuel that up as well again. Even though I have before, this oil's already a bit drained. So actually I need to go to the fuel truck and then fuel it from there. Fuel cistern. There you go, lovely. Can't actually reach the other truck with the change truck radius. I've got to do it with the map, that's fine. Then winch that. Is there any chat? Oh, sorry. Is there chat? Yeah, just walk back with a jerry can. If I could get out the truck, I would. But yeah, actually, I don't know if I would. Driving vehicles is fun. But yeah. Shower ice and wellies, yeah. I didn't expect to be here today, so hi. Hello, Mr. W, welcome. Hello, heyo, yes, MudRunner time, look at that. So I've immediately drive into a tree. Look at this. There's log delivery going on, look at that. Do you like it? It is a lot of fun. Also, this is with a graphics mod, as I mentioned before. There's a graphics mod that makes the game look more lush, the colors of it, like the previous game's Spin Tires did. But in MudRunner, they made the colors a lot bleaker and a lot more desaturated, but this brings that back, so it looks a lot nicer, the graphics mod here. But yeah. I find these games beautiful. Just all the different, like, flora, all the foliage, like so many different kinds of foliage everywhere, and it's just, there's no parts of the map that look barren or like stuff is missing. Like the entire map just feels like filled with stuff and like realistic ground cover, I guess. So yeah, very nice indeed. Let's try high gear for a bit. Also this fire extinguisher just on the cab side there. And yeah, as I said, this truck and yeah, these trucks IRL were built for the military. There were, I think, some civilian versions as well, used for fire trucks and things, and a few other uses as well, especially from the Tatra behind us. It had like 6-wheel and 4-wheel variants that had like for dump trucks and as airport tugs and just normal semi-trucks as well. But especially this truck and the 8-wheel version of the Tatra we see behind us, right back there, were built for the army. And this truck that we're driving right now was like a missile carrier back in the 50s, I think. Or like, well, this updated one, like 60s, I believe. They're like a very heavy tractor, very heavy truck. So for heavy loads, I mean. Yeah, but for these games, it doesn't have like really that. There's no the army doesn't play a role in these games. There are like a lot of ex-army trucks, but they're all used for logging and just fuel delivery and stuff like that. And we're already on the road. Look at that. Just coming out the forest, just onto the road. Look at this. Just wonderful. And yeah, this single player, I'm just winching the truck behind us. Don't need diff lock here. Do you know what? I might actually switch to the other truck now. Actually, I'm not sure. I'll pass over the bridge back there first, just so that's out of the way, and then we might switch trucks again, just to vary it up, just to make it a bit more. Yeah, I did want to drive the Tatra actually in this stream, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I hope it's properly aligned for the truck behind us as well. I think so. Oh no, no. Oh, that was close. I should have just switched to it manually and driven through it over it manually. Okay, I'm going to drive away with this. So that's Pace, the one behind us. We need to turn off here anyway to get to the lumber, so there's the map view. One moment. Hold on. Okay. So there's the map view. As I said, there's a coast up there. Map's called Coast. And yeah, there's the log station and there's the lumber mill, which is one of two. There's the other lumber mill down there. And there's also two garages we need to unlock to complete the map. But yeah, let's leave this here. I'll switch to the Tatra. And this is really on the edge. Just gonna drive over that manually. Lovely. Yeah, this Tatra is a modded truck, but the other one here is a base game truck. But yeah. It's parked. Okay, let's do this now. Oh, hold on. That didn't work, hold on. There we go. Okay, this doesn't have all-wheel drive, actually, that's it's just an 8x4, not 8x8, sorry. Okay, I've just driven the wrong way. You're such a cautious driver. Ah, thank you. Yeah, tongue out. Yeah, the sincerity of that statement is a bit ambiguous to me. I mean, I almost fell down the bridge, but didn't quite. I mean, I wouldn't have fallen down, but the wheels would have fallen off the bridge and they would have been stuck. And I mean, the other truck would have probably been able to pull me out, but I don't know. Look at this. That just looks stunning. And the water physics. Yeah, absolutely lovely. Just looks brilliant. Now it's getting a bit more cloudy. There's no rain in this, by the way, no weather. Iodine FM. Oh, there's chat, sorry. Wasted tries. I'm glad they opened this area up to logging and light arms shipments. It was getting absolutely overrun with foliage and wildlife. XD. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, these are a bit too bright, I think, but oh well. And those spotlights, those aren't even on. It's still so bright. We're almost there, not that long to go. It's literally right to our right here. Just gonna make a right and turn back there. So we might actually completed this stream. We've gone for just over an hour now. Yeah, I think we'll complete this map in the stream. I think that's realistic. It's, yeah, lumber mill's literally right here. And you know what? Actually, will that be safe? I don't want to tip over. I think it will be safe. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. So lumber mill, unload my 2 load points here. Oh, sorry. Here. 2 log points, load points. Yeah, it is load points. Now drag the D527 in here. Go switch over to it and then unload that. And that's got 6. So since the lumber mills need 8 points each, that'll complete this lumber mill. There we go. Yeah. Thanks, that's all. 8 load points delivered. So yeah, this one delivered 8 out of 8. So this one is completed. And down here, well, there's the GRUBTRAW or RedPoW, however you want to call it. There's a fuel station, which is great, by the way. We don't need to get the fuel truck all the way down here. So there is a fuel station here. If one vehicle makes it here and refuels, then you can say recover the others as well and get it there if that does need to happen. But there's the garage. There's the other lumber mill. Huh. I'll definitely pack the cart, so it's a lot more maneuverable, like that. Wonderful. Okay. What now? Do you know what? I think I'll recover the Tatra back to the garage. And I'll get it loaded up with... Oh, it always spawns in the garage. Yeah. That's just because of the mod map. Because this is... this did come with spin tires, with the first installment of the series. As a base game map, this one. But this has been ported to MudRunner, and there apparently they didn't set up the garage perimeter properly. Also, there's the moon up there. There's the moon, but that's also from the graphics mod, so it kind of moves with the camera a bit. You can't really see it now, but it does move with the camera. You see, like that. It moves a bit with the camera. But yeah, it's still nice. Okay, so what do we want in terms of add-ons? Definitely garage-themed add-ons. That has 2 garage points. That's a trailer, which should be fine. We don't need to load up the garage points. We just have it when we equip the add-on or whatever, or trailer. So we'll get this sort of tarpaulin cover thing. Also, I'm sure there was a shield add-on. Yeah, there's the beacons up there. Oh, we definitely want those. There was definitely a shield as well, like a... Not this. There it is, that's a shield. I did want this before as well, but I forgot about it. We don't need the winter covering for the grill because it appears to be summer. Anyway, military garage cart. I think we'll just go with that. Actually, how much is that? It's 2 and 2, so that's 4 garage points. So if we drive, well, if we can get through there. Not sure I've driven there before, this way. There's a garage here. Oh, that actually, yeah, let's do that. And then I can unlock this garage, and then there I can re-equip those garage add-ons to then take them down here and unlock that as well. So yeah, that's, I think, the best course of action. So we'll drive down here. We'll go through this bit. I'm not sure how easy that'll be. Is this really a good idea, or should we just go up and around? It may be more interesting like this. Yeah, and here there's like the loop road, so we can go down there and then to the garage. I'll just set a waypoint like that. Actually, well, let's do this. And somehow back there. we'll see. Actually, I think, yeah, just around the corner, I think this, it goes across like that. So, I don't know, like that. Should be fine. Doesn't need to be that exact. But yeah, let's head out, and then let's head through there and just see how we get along. Oh, now those are flares. Oh, I think, oh yeah, because the shield is there. So the shield add-on actually disables the normal headlights, and actually no, it doesn't. That can't happen, but that actually includes the flares for those spotlights up there. So it actually reaches over the shield. That's really clever. The beacons look great as well. Actually, I should have refueled with the, because there's the there's the fuel truck right there. So I'm just going to take that very quickly and refuel it, just so we have a bit more than we maybe need, but just so we don't run out of fuel on the way. Also, for some reason there is a there is like a gas mask dangling here. For some reason, I'm not sure why that was modeled in. That's right here. But yeah, if you can see that, it's like dangling back and forth. But yeah, anyway, let's refuel the Tatra T-815. There we go. Wonderful. Let's head out. We shouldn't run into many issues with this. Oh, there's a bot. Goodness me. Do you know what? I'll just ban that here. Good night. Okay. So yeah, 4 garage points. Very nice indeed. But yeah. Okay, so how do we weave ourselves through this bit? Let's see. You need to be careful not to tip this over, which can happen. Okay, that's a bit of an obstacle. Hold on. I think we'll need to go. We should turn right. Actually, no, we don't need to turn right here. Literally wrong decision right there. Would have been the wrong decision anyway. Also, there's no indicators in this game. No like turn signals, functional turn signals. I think with some mods they did pull it off so that when you reverse, the turn signals like the hazard lights go on. With very, very few mods they have done that, which is very nice, but turn signals don't work with this. There's no keybind for it. They're not set up to work. Which I would I would have used if they had, even with like intersections like that where it's just literally out in the wilderness. I would have found it fun to use, but yeah, I get why they haven't included them. Anyway, where am I going? Literally need to turn left and right back there. Okay, that's fine. I hope the game audio is loud enough so you can hear it, but not too loud so you can't hear me anymore. And just thought the entire thing was a no commentary thing because the engine sounds just so loud. Okay, maybe it wasn't a good idea to attach to the shield here. Should be fine. We can lower it. We can lower and raise it up. You can see. I'll keep it raised for now. I'll try to get through this. That shouldn't be an issue, honestly. Shouldn't. I love the engine sounds. Like these Tatra, the Tatra T-815 and the T-815 we're driving now has like this really unique sort of whining sound of the turbine. Like the cooling turbine. Really unique sound, and I love the way it's emulated here. Also, we're turning right this time. Also, there's no AI traffic, and no humans. Apart from your own, like the driver model, there's no humans in this game at all. Like visible, like human models, not in the base game. There are some mod maps that have like custom models where they did put a few humans around, but in the base game, there's no humans at all apart from yourself, which is a bit creepy, I find. They could have easily, especially by the logging, like by the log station or lumber mills or whatever, they could have easily just placed some around, but the fact that they chose not to do that, I don't know the don't know the reason behind it, but I do find that yeah, a little bit creepy, perhaps. But yeah, also with some maps there are like boarded up windows and stuff, and like clothes just left hanging somewhere. Yeah. And like even like big skyscraper assets, like a small city or whatever, which just left abandoned. Also a bit creepy, ever so slightly. But yeah, I'm sure everything's fine. Okay, maybe we can actually clear some of those rocks away. Let's try this. Ah, sorry. One moment. Okay, that doesn't quite work as I thought it would. Yeah, I mean it's not. Base game doesn't have add-ons like this, so it's not really meant to push stuff that effectively. They need to add some snipers here and there. What would they be sniping? Just look at the atmosphere here with a. I mean, with this graphics mod, you can choose how dark you want the nights as well. I did choose the white night option, so the brightest, so it isn't as dark as it could be. But yeah, it is getting morning now. But I just love the light. I just love the lighting in this game. And like all the foliage and the physics, it's just so much fun. Also, why are the trees in front of that? I just tall because it wasn't high gear. How do I get across that? Okay, actually, there's the garage right there. Huh. Is there a way I can get closer to the garage without going through this bit? I don't know. It seems really precarious. Especially since I can't... Actually, I could! I could just about fit through that gap. So, do you know what? I'm actually going to reverse, which is really not a good idea with a trailer setup like this, because there's a dolly and that articulates and now the trailer's tipping. It's really tricky to reverse trailers like this properly. I don't want to tip. But yeah, I'm going to head out again toward the road. I'll try to turn around somehow and then I'll head back right between those trees and that should work. Fine. Okay, where's the best place to turn around? Maybe here. No, actually back there. Because there's a big open space where I could turn around. Oh, the mirrors don't properly work in this. In SnowRunner they do, but here they don't really. I mean, they don't need to work, really, but... Okay. It's actually possible to get stuck. You seem to have no problem. It looks like a tiny bridge. You can get stuck. And it just depends on the vehicle you have. I did intentionally choose this vehicle. The D537, the other 8x8, I wasn't sure. I didn't know what would be on the map. But this one I did choose intentionally for this live stream. Firstly, because it's really well made and really fun to drive. Secondly, because it is a capable truck and one that doesn't easily get stuck. But also this particular map is quite forgiving. And yeah, the mud generally isn't that deep on this map, on this particular map, but yeah, other maps do have much more mud and much also like water. Just your engine can get flooded and then you can stall out. And I just drove past that. Wasn't concentrating. But yeah, like if you drive any other, like any smaller vehicles that possibly aren't that geared to off-roading stuff, you can definitely get stuck. And either you recover to the garage, in which case you lose all the logs you've got loaded, all the progress you've made from the garage, basically, like actual physical progress. And you've got to try again, or you need to get another vehicle to basically tow to safety, to get it unstuck, which I do enjoy a lot as well, especially when it works out and when the recovery vehicle doesn't itself get stuck, and then I've got to recover both, or just the recovery vehicle and try again. But yeah, I have played this quite a bit in the past, so yeah. I'm trying not to take too many risks. Oh, there's a truck here. Class 260. See, just look at these cinematic camera angles, just with a normal orbit camera. I just love that so much. Here we go, garage unlocked, and now we can equip all the garage points again, and then get those. Actually, we should get those watch points. Actually, you know what? I think there's a good... Okay, let's leave that here. So there's a repair truck here. That's a utility attachment. C260, which is basically based on the Kraz 260. Right here. Also a base game truck, this one. But yeah, this one, like by default, like the add-on that's got attached right now is utility attachment right here. It has 800 repair points and 1 garage point. One garage points, I guess. But yeah, I won't use that. You can also have like a a trailer hitch where there's like a fifth wheel upfit, and then you can have semi-trailers as well. There's a lot of parts, and I do have some mods here as well. But yeah, I don't quite know what we'll use this for yet. Can this do long logs too? I think so, yeah. Log carrier, yeah, it can. Brilliant. I'll get the add-ons installed here as a reserve tank. This is something the graphics mod adds as well, some additional fuel tank add-ons. Like, it is first and foremost the graphics mod, but it does have some little quality of life improvements as well, like tiny, like small improvements to the base game as well. Crane support we don't need. Okay, that's brilliant. So we'll pack the cart. Well, I'm just gonna drive a bit. Don't want to tip it. What we'll do now, I'm just gonna leave that here for now. Let's go back to the GRUBTRAW, the little police car, East German police car, RL called a Wartburg, the company. And let's actually discover some more of the watch points. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Why not? It's got quite a bit of fuel still as well. I've not refueled once, but it basically doesn't. It has very little fuel consumption, so it's a lot of fun. And there's also like dangerous water level that you just saw flash up possibly, which, yeah, for every truck they have a particular level. They can be submerged in water, and if they get submerged beyond that level, it starts damaging the engine, and eventually it's just the engine's gonna stall if it's too much underwater. If it's too damaged, it's just gonna be completely broken. Of course, with a car that's a lot smaller, that happens a lot quicker, a lot sooner, more like. If it's like the water doesn't need to be that deep for it to damage the engine. But yeah, you can, like, some trucks also have like snorkel add-ons. Actually, was that a thing in MudRunner already? Or is that SnowRunner edition? I don't particularly know. Particularly know. I'm not certain. I think it might have been. I think it was. Yeah, there are like snorkel add-ons that you can attach, which reach up high, where basically it allows you to submerge the vehicle into much deeper water without it stalling. And this was almost out of range of that tree, so yeah, here it is very deep, or quite deep mud, especially for this tiny car. So yeah, the winch does help, but for that to work at all, trees have to be in the range, basically, a radius around you, and if there's a tree just outside of it, then you can't winch to it, and then since you can't get out of the vehicle, yeah, you basically have to recover it either with another vehicle, like tow it, or you've got to recover to the garage. Looks like a tiny bridge. It does, and it is, but it looks like it's been washed away, like half washed away or something. There's also tiny mushrooms. Look at this. Look at this. Just all these like foliage, all this flora, all these different kinds of plants. Like there's also herbs and bushes and mushrooms. MudRunner also added pumpkins, like on fields, also as plants around. It's just beautiful. And your vehicle actually leaves tire tracks. I'm not sure how much you've noticed that, but that's also a huge thing, which I pretty much know no other game that actually deforms. Well, there's practically no other game that actually has the vehicle deform the terrain after it's driven, like while it's driving through it, which has been really a huge thing with spin tires when that first released, like 2014. There we go. Quite a marshy bog here. Let's get this watch point next, and then let's head up there. And there's two right next to each other. Hopefully we'll be able to get through here. We'll just see. Okay, that's deep. That's deep. That is deep. I also don't want to tip it, because there's quite a ridge here, and I feel like I could easily tip it if I wasn't careful. Yeah, there's a lumber mill. There's the second lumber mill. We need to... our second and final lumber mill, I should say. Because there's only two on the map. Should I head back there? I don't think... actually, there's marsh. Boggy marsh. Let's do that. I'll try getting through there. There's boulders. Well, stones, but they can damage you as well. If they hit the engine or whatever. Drive over them too quickly or too... and you can get stuck on them as well. Not just damage. It's not that. It's not just damage. It's also possibility of you getting stuck on them, which can happen, especially with smaller vehicles or ones with lower ground clearance. Should I drive back there? Should I follow the sort of paths? Don't know how much there really are paths, other than just yeah, I think this should be easiest. Yeah, there's some strange shadows on the map, on this ported version of the map. Just every now and then there's just a bit of a shadow. Although not really. I've not really noticed it that much, but there was one at the log station earlier. Like the southeastern one. Yeah, this may not have been a good idea. Driving just through here. I should have gone up to the road and then down here again, but yeah, I didn't do that. I should still be able to get there somehow. And even if not, I could still recover and then fairly quickly get down there again. Don't want to tip it. Don't want to tip it. Also don't want to dig down, bog down into it, into the terrain. Hold on, let's winch it. Okay, there's actually a winch point all the way back there. That's really handy, actually. Could winch all the way back here. Wonderful. We should get a thumbnail as well. At some point. I would want to have this little about book and the Tatra on it. Those two definitely, but I'm not sure what else. This seems quite deep as well. I'm just going to try to... yeah, there's the damage. There's the damage. I'll try to keep to the shore so don't submerge yourselves too much. It's a fern. Yeah. Sorry. Literally, it's completely wet, the entire car here. Kind of bottomed out on the rock. Let's head through here. Okay, there's the watch point. There we have it. Lovely, got there in the end. Oh, there's two more trucks here. T535, which is a huge 8x8 again, and C4310, which is a 6x6, like a medium-sized truck. But yeah, we should get back to here and then get the watch point. Let's do that. It's not much down here anyway. To actually unlock or progress the game. So where's the line? There's the line. Okay, so in this direction. Let's try it. Oh, sorry. Do you think we're gonna tip it at least once in the stream? Like tip the vehicle over. Not this one particularly, but just in general. I'm trying not to. Hopefully it won't come to that, but I can't promise anything. But yeah, there's the first map in Spin Towers, the first one in the map select, I do believe, because I think it's alphabetical. Sorry, mushrooms. Sorry, mushrooms. But yeah, this is like a beginner map, so it isn't that tricky. Oh, sorry, that's... Oh yeah, this one is a Kamaz IRL. Kamaz 4320. 4310, sorry. Yeah, for some reason I thought of the Ural 4320, but yeah, it's this one, it's the Kamaz. And there's the D535 back there, just under that tarpaulin. Look at that. Yeah. Back in Spin Towers, this had a third central lamp as well. Here. And these were the actual headlights. Here they made these broken and made these the headlights in MudRunner, but in real life, this actually, the third headlight here wasn't actually a headlight, but it was rather an infrared light. So they could, even at night, operate and like through woods and stuff and still see properly with infrared vision. And that truck's from the 50s, so really quite impressive, I find. But yeah, this particular one doesn't have that light. But anyway, it didn't work anyway in the game. And in the original Spin Towers, it used to also just be a regular headlight, and that's what I thought it was for the longest time. But in an update of the original Spin Towers, which has been removed from Steam back in 2021, I believe. But anyway, in an update before it got removed, before the game got removed from Steam, they did update it, so they fixed it to not work as a headlight, but just not turn on at all, which is more realistic. But yeah, anyway, there's the garage. There's our very last watch point. We'll just head back to the road, drive along it, and then uncover that, and then the entire map will be revealed in terms of watch points. Yeah, and then we'll see about delivering those last garage points and log points, load points. Yeah, actually I think we'll do logs first and then we'll do the garage at the end. I'm not sure where we'll line up for the thumbnail. Where I'll line up, rather. Where I'll line the vehicles up for the thumbnail. Da 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 da. Okay, where's the watch point? It's right back there. That's easy. That's easy. Look at that. Not far away at all. I could, of course, always tip it beforehand, which I'll try not to do. Always a possibility. But no, it's fine. Wonderful. There we go. Okay, it's just a water hole here, basically. what I'll do is I'll just drive around it and then drive back to the road. It's like a water roundabout. There we go, wonderful. Okay. Right, okay, the Tatra's up there. Do you know what, I think I'll go right here. And I'll drive the Tatra out and then we'll perhaps get a thumbnail just so that's out of the way. And then we can do the rest of the map. Actually, could I recover to a specific garage? Oh, nearest garage, okay. Actually, yeah, let's do the thumbnail first. Let's do the thumbnail first and then we'll do whatever else we can. Try to be quick. This vehicle is quite quick, so that's fine. If we don't get stuck on the bridge. Nice, lovely. Didn't even need the external camera for that. Okay. Also, Voto 1979, the author of this vehicle, also added a Voto badge there, like his own badge, and here it says Volkspolizei, like really washed out. You can barely read it. But yeah, because it's an old East German, like here you can read better, Volkspolizei. It's an old East German car from Wartburg. I think it's the model 352 in real life. This particular one, I believe. Could be wrong, could be a similar thing, but I think that's it. Okay. Let's stay here for now. Actually, maybe on that grade leading up to the garage. Maybe if I went back there, turn around, and then drove for the Tatra down there as well. I think I'll just have the two on there on the thumbnail. Because those are the two that I chose myself, like out of the box, basically. Not sure if that's the right term for that, but I mean just the ones that the custom vehicles I chose for this game, basically. And then all the other ones just spawned randomly on the map, I think. Not sure if they're always going to be the same, but I think some are random. Okay. I think I'm gonna... We'll go here. Actually, I'm not sure how interesting this will be of a thumbnail, but yeah, we'll see. Do I want the shield on there or not? I think so. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that as is. There's enough room for the garage points later on. Sorry, excuse me, just passing through. Here, how about that? Okay, there's the garage text up there, which I wish I could disable. Is there an immersive mode in this as well? I don't think there is. No, it doesn't seem so. Nah, maybe it doesn't matter that much. Actually, I'll quickly look up. Actually, one moment. I'll quickly look something up, whether I can MudRunner disable UI. Very quickly, just so maybe if I can get a cleaner thumbnail anyway to turn off the HUD. You can edit some game files. One moment. Yes, Pintar's had it. I remember that. It doesn't seem so. Okay. Whatever. That's fine. Just taking a thumbnail of that. If I do a Steam thumbnail, will that disable the HUD? I think it did, actually. Oh, that's great, actually, with the other truck back there. Yeah, I'll use one of those too. One of those few. That should be good. Okay, so map's fully explored. There's literally one load of logs and one load of garage points left. So I think let's do the logs first. I think we'll use the C260 or the CRAS 260 for this. Haven't used this before today. Just literally driven a few meters. Don't want to crash into the Wartburg. Sorry, I already did, kind of. Sorry. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I'll get the Tatra as well, because that's, again, 6 and 2 points. There's the log station. Actually, which log station should we go for? That one down there. Yeah. Why not? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Can we access that properly? Yeah, right here. I think so. Actually, can I probably get around the corners there? With the long logs trailer? I'm not certain. Looks quite overgrown there. Although that has to work. I guess it's just really narrow. I could go for that one up top there, but I don't know. Don't have a lot of time left anyway. I'll drive this one over first. Then we'll go for the other one as well. That went well. Okay. Actually, let's drive together. I'll stop this here. Get the Tatra out. I've got the thumbnail, so that's good. Where's the Tatra? Come on. There it is. That's kind of off kilter. It's going to tip, probably. So I'm just going to correct that a bit. The angle, the plurge. Maybe I should have gotten rid of the shield, but oh well, too late now. Don't want to go back because that's going to take ages, and I like the shield. So we'll manage. We'll manage. Okay. Sorry, where's the cursor? Okay. Right, let's winch this. We'll winch from the rear. Let's winch to the actual shield, yeah. There we go. Alright. Moni Mahogany, hi Kango, oh hi there. Didn't expect to see you today. Tonight. Hello there. How are you doing? Engine sounds a bit strange of the rear vehicle there, the rear truck. I think it's because it wants to drive faster, but it can't because this truck isn't faster. So it may have been wiser to lead with the other one. Oh well though. Okay, how can I actually get to the lumber mill now? Or to the log station, sorry. Through there, I guess? Around here? Ooh, that doesn't sound... Oh, I don't know. I'll check back around. I'll check around the corner. Check. Yeah, check. Yeah, that wasn't a joke. Wasn't a joke. Good, and you? Yeah, I'm doing good as well. I'm glad to finally be streaming MudRunner again after so many years. I've played between. It's not like I've not played this game since then, but I've not streamed it since, so it's nice to be back. And I say back. I'm not sure if I'll have multiple streams of MudRunner or not, or like how that's gonna all work out. But I'm glad to have at least this one stream. Also, there's again the strange issue with that shadow for the logs there. Anyway. Let's unpack that. Oh, there's a bunch of... That's odd. There's a bunch of loose logs there. I can just load them immediately. That's lovely. Can I fit through the gap of the trees there? Is that too tight? I don't know. I might just be able to fit through, but I don't know if I should risk it. Maybe. I think it's a bit too tight, isn't it? Is it? Maybe not. Look at this. That is insane. Okay, let's get the other one loaded up and let's actually get out of here. That really surprised me. Last load of logs. Diff log. Lovely. I say load of logs. Technically it is, but the model it's like supplies, I guess. Branch got caught. Okay. Here we go. That's both of them are 2 points, so both medium and short are 2 in this case. Let's actually load the first one because it's the same amount of points, and that actually is logs. Okay, so it can actually either have logs or supplies, which both technically count as logs, but actually if I drop the load, that's actually logs. Okay, that's interesting, really interesting. Okay, good. And you? Yeah, as already said. Looks difficult. Yeah, I mean, I've played this game for quite a few years at this point, all the spin tires before, and snurlers recently, so I am quite used to the physics of these games, even though I do still tip over sometimes, especially in snurler, when, yeah, it does still happen to me every now and then, but I'm quite used to the physics, so I've gotten used to it a bit, quite a bit. And it is quite enjoyable for me. Okay, there's a lumber mill down there. So let's plot a path. Down here, there's a bit of a muddy section here, but that should be fine. There's the lumber mill. Yeah. Okay. I'm really surprised we haven't gotten stuck there. Okay, that's out of the woods, literally. Now let's get the Tatra out as well, and then let's lead with the Tatra this time. We'll see. We'll see if we swap around again. Okay, is the shield too wide for this? No, it's not. Okay. Just didn't approach it right. Look at this. the dust, the dirt being kicked up, like the soil, and that little stone just perfectly flying out at that moment. Okay, let's lead. Let's overtake with the Tatra, and then let's winch the Kraz 260 or C260, however you want to call it. In the base game, these aren't licensed vehicles, so they did just call them C255 or C260 or whatever, or C4320, just for the classes of trucks, like not actual models, but like classes. So this type of truck, like 6-wheeled, medium-sized truck, would be a C class. Like a big 8x8 would be a D or E class, depending on how powerful it is. Like D class normally, but like the summer E class as well. B class would be a small truck. A class would be a car. So like a Jeep thing. UAC 469 or whatever. Yeah. Also the moon up there, it's so nice. There. Right, enough with a nice road, let's head out into the muck. Which I'm not sure which path's better here. We might get bogged down in the water, but let's try to keep closer to the trees, so we possibly have a winch point in case we need it. Also, that's another thing. In SnowRunner, you can also upgrade your winch and have like extended range for the winch. If you like, there's money in the game. So once you unlock upgrades, you can buy them. Well, it depends, but you can get upgrades where you've got like a more powerful winch, or also an extended range winch, and like even an autonomous winch where you can even use the winch even when you're toppled over, which is really helpful, but then that comes at the price of it being not as powerful. But yeah, there's quite a bit of nuance to all that. Moni says, there are a lot of lamps in this wood. Well, not here. That's true. Huge orange beacons, yeah. Okay, let's try getting over this bit. I've got to keep an eye on the truck behind as well to make sure that it doesn't tip over. Which it shouldn't on normal terrain, but if there's some iffy terrain anywhere, then I should really keep an eye on it, so yeah. Especially with the trailer. That seems okay. I realize now I've gone for 2 hours at this point. It shouldn't take too long now. And these trucks don't easily get damaged in water like this, so we are just able to get through here. Wonderful. There's the garage we need to unlock, like the last objective basically after this would be unlocking that garage right there. Love the engine sounds on the Tatra. Just sounds so good. But there's the lumber mill right back there. I don't know if the water here is too deep. It probably isn't. Probably gonna be fine. I'm guessing. Yeah, that's totally fine. Totally fine. Don't want to tip over here though. Goodness me. I don't have a crane with me either, so if I tip, then that load is going to be lost. And I don't really want to winch. I don't know if I want to winch it, because I don't want to tip that over either. It seems like it's going to be fine. Okay, I'm going to unload my logs right now. Then get out of the way so I can drive the other truck in. That's 2 points. And then the other truck's going to bring the remaining 8. Well, sorry, the remaining 6. That brings it to a total of 8. Sorry, I said that wrong. Wrong around. But yeah. Let's get that out the way. Also, there's no light source on that lumber mill for some reason. I thought it had, the default one had a light source. I don't know. Okay, let's start this up again. No, it's still running. It's good. I think it was. Yeah. There we go. Let's do pack cart now so it automatically folds in once the load's gone. Look at that. And it folds, it folds, it folds. Oh, okay. Okay, so it just counts the logs being delivered apparently. So not the garages unlocked. It says garages 2 out of 3. Apparently it ends the game. I forgot about that. It ends the game as soon as you've got all the lumber mills delivered to. Yeah, 4 stars, because every truck has a star rating, where weaker trucks have like 1 or 2 stars, and stronger trucks have more stars, and those trucks together apparently had 4 stars, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, time played 1 hour 56 minutes. Okay, so let's not unlock the garage then. I guess I could continue playing and do that, but we have gone over time, and that isn't necessary. And you already saw where the garage was, so that we don't need to do that. But yeah, well done. Thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, there we go. With tries, awesome. Oh, I'm glad you think so. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed that a lot. As I said, I've not streamed this since 2022. We've not gone to use these ones at all. This one's damaged. You can see this, the headlights up there. Changed it. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, there's it recovered in the garage. But yeah, all safe and sound. All right, that's enough of that, I think. Yeah, this one's completely undamaged and completely fueled, which we've also not gone to use. Also, there's a star rating on there as well. Kamaz 4310. Anyway, that's all of the vehicles on the map. There's the RedPoW GRUBTRAW thing. Here still. Yep. Yeah. You've already seen it. I've already driven it for ages. So, yeah. And there's the log truck we used. The first one. There's also a star rating. But yeah. Okay. That was fun. Right. So next time, if I do stream MudRunner again, next time I thought I might play on the classic hill map, which also has been ported to MudRunner. One of the other base game maps from the original Spin Tires game. Where was it? just very quickly. There it is, Level Hill 2016. And this isn't the final the version I remember of the hill map from Spin Tires was the one that had like the field around the center, I think. Like somewhere around here, there was like a plowed field with a lot of like bumps with like ridges along it. That was, I think that field was probably added when the Kirovets, like the Type K700 was added. The big yellow articulated tractor, Soviet tractor, huge tractor. When that was added to the game, I think they added the field then. Well, because that was where you could find the tractor parked in the map. But this isn't that version, so that doesn't have the field. The version with the field wasn't ported to MudRunner, as far as I know. There's the screenshots, which I'll get out for the thumbnail off stream. But yeah, I'll just leave Parallels open for now, just to do that still before quitting it all. But yeah, we'll do that. I'll do that off stream. I'm just talking to it so quickly, I don't know why. Anyway, thanks and good night. Yes, indeed. Thank you and good night. Good night, good night. Iodine FM as well, Inspector Karam. Yes, Inspector Karam, hello. Luna. Okay, anyway. Good night, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for coming. Also, I'll actually use... sorry, that's the wrong thing. I'll just move the face cam down again, so I don't forget. Because it should be down here, normally, if I don't stream MudRunner. Yeah, that's good. So... yeah. Good night, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye, yes, indeed. Good night, everyone. See you some other time. Bye.